Okay, what's up, guys and gals? Welcome to a new section of the ZaineFrame, name pending. Because you might just say, like, oh, this is just a thing that we do, you know? And I'm here with Amara. We just finished Among the Sleep about an hour ago, and then we had to, like, stop to not talk for a bit and eat food and such. And now we're here to do, like, a post-game thing, especially with Among the Sleep, where it's all, like, psychological. That's like most horror games are. Like, as some horror games are, there's a deeper meaning and all that stuff, and it's all metaphorical and shit. And so, yeah, we're just going to talk about what we thought the game meant, and, you know, certain aspects of the story, the gameplay, the level design, and all that shit. So, yeah, I thought it was an okay game. The symbolism was incredibly obvious, though. Like I said, treatment. She's wearing a fucking nightgown. Like, who else could that be?
So it wasn't obvious to me. Again, a big part of that might be the fact that when I first played it, I didn't pay attention to that stuff. I was just like, this is a banshee, because that's still what I call it. For me, it's a banshee, not a crazy tree chick.
Objection! The fucking the coat wearing dude like also screamed. It was screeched. Yeah.
Yeah,
you know when it makes the screen all fucking fuzzy around the edges and it's like.
See, I don't think that's the monster screeching. I think that's the baby saying, "Oh my god, I'm scared."
That was another thing. Is that in the very beginning of the game, when the mother goes to the door, which at the time I thought, oh yeah, we don't have the fan on. Yeah, I'm vaping, so the steam has nowhere to go. The fan usually disperses it. Is that when the mother, I initially thought the mother was talking like a delivery person at the very beginning, where she raises her voice, and like everything like goes off. But maybe that was the dad. Like, I just want to see my boy. You know, I just want to see my baby. And the mom was like, no. And that's another thing we learned doing the fucking prologue, was that I was right. They're divorced.
Yeah. Like, the prologue's a whole other thing entirely. You know, like, in the prologue, you see this, basically their breakup. You see her being super depressed and, like, resulting to alcoholism. She might have been a borderline alcoholic before that, but you really see her being like, I need alcohol to cope with this stuff.
Did we actually ever see her do alcohol in the prologue, though? I remember there was one fucking thing.
No, I don't think we officially
there where she
did.
Was just sitting beside the cabinet, but she didn't have a bottle in her hand or anything.
I mean, I don't think we officially did. I think it was just kind of implied.
Well, here's my question. Did she turn to alcoholism before the divorce or after the divorce?
I mean...
Or separation. We don't even know if they're divorced yet, but they're clearly separated, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. You know, we don't have everything.
Well, here's my question. It actually just occurred to me. I linked a few things in my head here. So, clearly that what?
It looks like it's recording, but it's...
It is recording.
Okay. I don't know this shit.
Yeah. Well, Amara's new to this, and this is a new frontier, because we're recording this entirely on Audacity, because there's no reason to get the game capture software involved, because we're not capturing any game footage. So, like I said, this is a whole new thing. It's kind of podcasty. I don't know. Maybe it will be a podcast at some point. I don't fucking know. Like I said, whole new experiment. So let's see how you guys like it, and we'll go from there. But yeah, I noticed so we agree that the tree bitch is the mom, and the trench coat is the dad, right?
Yes.
So here's my question. So oh shit! It wasn't a delivery guy. It was the dad dropping off your present.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So the dad gave you the fucking bear.
Yeah.
And so. Oh my god. Alright,
I got that part right away.
Well, I didn't.
Okay, well you got like the whole every other part of the game.
Then again, from minute one we've been drinking. So nothing is immediately obvious. I'm drinking margaritas out of a kiddie pool. Nothing is immediately obvious. Why does one do that? Get little pool toys that, like, you know, swim through the pool to, like, mix it up. It's from the Drew Carey show.
Isn't it obvious?
I've been drinking margaritas from a wading pool. Nothing is obvious.
Anyway, enough about... No, get it!
No!
Get it! No, I can't trust you with it! Ah!
I think you just threw that in the trash can.
I did not. It bounced off the trash can. Alright, so like I said, there's a few things I just noticed. Alright, so the present was from the dad. At the end of the game, you fucking go to the door, it's white, and the dad's like, are you liking your present and everything? So, here's my question. I actually know, like, 8 more questions just hit my head.
Okay.
I realize it isn't just one question. So the dad gave you the toy, and the mom apparently is very cool with it. She's like, oh, here's your new toy, and yeah, it's the thing, blah, blah, blah. My first question is, why is Teddy already broken?
With the weird patch thing?
Exactly, yeah.
I mean...
Your dad just gave it to you.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was... You know how, like, sometimes people buy jeans with holes already in them because apparently that's a style? Maybe the teddy bear, for whatever reason, had a patch. And maybe it was some kind of, like, symbolism. You know, for the fact that people can be broken. So even teddy bears can be broken. But that doesn't mean that you're any less of a creature or, you know, person or bear.
I would say you're looking a little too much into this, but clearly this is a game based entirely on metaphor.
Yeah.
And everything. And it is telling that the arm that has the patch is the one that you retain at the end. After the... I would say that maybe the fucking trenchcoat monster is trying to help you, but it doesn't. It pulls you out of the fucking tube. Excuse me.
But it is trying to help you.
And then when you start to fall, it grabs the teddy bear. How is it trying to help you? You didn't need any help. We were already at the tube, about to go down. And then it pulled us out of the tube. Which, by the way, I'm sure the tube has some kind of metaphorical thing in, like, actual, like, birth. I mean, you come out of a red tube.
But, you know, from
not red, not the porn site,
perspective,
but, yeah.
From the dad's perspective...
Well, everything's from the toddler's perspective.
Yes, I know. But I could see how... Okay, so the toddler realizes that the tube will take him to where he wants to go. It'll take him to this playhouse that has became safe for him. It'll take him to his mom. That he seems
but he's
to
scared
like...
of his... No, but that's another thing. Is
like,
that clearly the presence of both those monsters means that he is afraid of both of his parents.
Everybody's afraid of certain aspects of people. Even more so when you're a kid. I think it's... The toddler's afraid of the alcohol side of his mom. He doesn't realize what that means yet.
He's afraid of the abusive side of his mom.
He only knows... He
hasn't correlated it with alcohol yet. He's not old enough.
So, he's afraid of the side of his mom that gets drunk.
I will say this, is that... I mean, it's not a philosophical matter here. Is that there is a certain level of cognition and memory and everything that children have in their first couple years. And as we learned, as is necessary to the story, this is a child that just turned 2. Like, these concepts of, like, memories and judgments and metaphor and everything are clearly beyond an actual a 2-year-old's understanding. So, I'm actually, you know, like, arguing against myself here. Because, like, well, clearly a 2-year-old couldn't do that, but then again, this game does a fuck ton of things actual 2-year-olds couldn't do.
Yeah.
So, I mean, so he's afraid of his angry mother. Like, when we're at the end, when everything's, like, all dark and shit. And she's like, not right now, and everything. In which, I said this in the episode, but I gotta repeat, is that it's fine for a mom to say, can you just be quiet for a second? You know, it's like, it's fine for a mom to need a little bit of respite. It's fine for a dad to need a little bit of respite, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
It literally isn't until, like, the very end where she actually physically pushes you. Which, actually, that might support your theory. That the static only happens when the baby's upset. Because the static happens when she pushes you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, you know, he doesn't get scared, he doesn't get upset when she's saying not now. It's like, yeah, that might make him a little upset because he wants his mom to pay attention to him, but it's not like okay, I'm actually scared, I'm actually feeling threatened here type of thing. It's like okay, that's cool. I don't have any immediate needs, so alright, I'll just go play by myself.
Yeah.
But when it pushes, it's like, wait a second, I feel like this isn't right. You know, in 2-year-old speak. Everything's different in 2-year-old speak.
Here's something that bugs me, is throughout the game, there's those black smears. The fuck are those?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Because usually in a horror game, when there's smears, that means it's blood, right? Or like in Bendy and the Ink Machine. It's right in the name there. You see smears. Well, in Bendy and the Ink Machine, blood and ink can sometimes be the same thing. But, yeah, usually when you see smears, that means something violent happened. You know, there was some kind of, you know, it's evidence of something violent happening, of someone being dragged or something. But those smears are fucking everywhere. Like, and with the cabinets, they're, like, coming out of the doors and, like, cut off. So clearly someone was, like, dragged. Whatever made that mess was, like, dragged through the cabinets and down and out and everything. And then the cabinet door was closed afterwards. I don't understand that one fucking bit. I don't
understand that part either, actually. Maybe some of the people that actually watch this can...
Seriously, guys.
That.
Like, we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff, but we are but two people of two minds. And it'd be nice to hear your opinion on this shit. That'd actually be an awesome fucking thing. Like I said, this is the prototype of something coming out. Is that if you guys want to do, like, comments on, like, the previous whatever the fuck has been done, I could just make a whole section of that. It's like, let's take a break here and read the comments and questions and answers from the last, whatever the fuck this is.
That'd be pretty awesome.
It would be. You just so let us know. If you're watching this, please let me know, like, if you've watched Among the Sleep, or even if you're just watching this just to, like, hear more about the game or whatever, and you just want to add in something, just like, well, I haven't played the game, but I think this, because sometimes you need a fresh perspective, when you're doing something, you get bogged down in the details of what you've already seen, and sometimes it just takes fresh eyes to say, well, you guys are saying this, but you're missing this. It's like, oh shit, you're right, we never thought about that, while we're getting bogged down in it, when exactly the mom started drinking, or what this monster represents, or what that monster represents, or why there's a fucking patch on Teddy Bear. It's like, you guys might have thought of something else. So yeah, down in the comments, or email at ZaineRNR@gmail.com. And we'll see how that shit goes. Anyway, back to the discussion. So, overall, actually, that's a good question. When did the mom start drinking? That's what's bugging me. Because in the prologue, we clearly saw that she was already depressed, and that the dad was closing her out. Which, again, that's not... relationship, especially marriages, and clearly they're rich, so there's they've both got a lot, they've got a lot to manage, they got a lot to do, and I hate the fucking mo money mo problems, because I have no money and I have many problems that could all be solved with money. Literally every problem I have could be solved with money, come to think of it. But I'm just saying is that when you are rich, you do have a lot to worry about. You got investments and all that shit, or whatever the fuck, and they got a huge fucking house. So the dad's got to make sure, and the mom, I don't know. Well, clearly the mom has like more like a homemaker kind of position. Like we see her doing laundry and everything, or maybe she also works. In which case, fuck the dad. If she works all day and then she has to come home and do the laundry, fuck that dude.
Yeah, but we don't know that. All
right, fine, we don't know that. But I'm just saying is that, all right. So clearly, there was already tension between the two. That is clear.
Mm-hmm.
And he shuts her out. And like I was saying, that I think that's okay in a relationship to occasionally just go through bad spots where it's like, I just need to not see you for a while and get through this. Especially if the conflict is with the other person. And that's actually interesting because, we're dating. So, hey, here's the thing you didn't know about me, Amara. This is how I view relationships. Make me a sandwich. No, I'm sorry. I instantly regretted it. I was saying it as a joke, and even then, I still fucking regret it. Clearly there was some distance going on, and the dad with the pipe and everything, who's in his study, and whatever. And so my question is, and then we saw him fucking at least doing that fucking, like, I'm gonna backhand you shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so...
We can't confirm that he physically abused her, but man, is it implied.
I'm still processing that aspect of it, you know, in terms of, like, grasping the game and everything.
Because you didn't really play through the prologue. You just went around and got all the fucking...
I mean, I did play through it. I missed that part. I got the fact that she was moving and she was upset and everything. I just completely missed the whole dad hitting mom bit.
Yeah.
So... taking out that aspect,
and then after you see that and you get to the fucking thing, like, all the rest of the things you see is the mom packing shit up.
Yeah.
That was clearly the last straw. Yeah.
So it's like, take away that aspect for a second, because this is how I interpret it the first time, is dad was the good guy. He was the one that the toddler could understand a little bit, you know, and...
Well, as far as you know, the toddler's a boy, right?
I mean, I guess.
Is that just my male fucking bias here, or can we say the toddler was a dude? I mean,
yeah, that's kind of what
all the
my
promotional
interpretation
artwork,
was.
yeah, and everything, yeah.
I mean, even if it's only because his pajamas are blue. Because, you know, stereotypical
but then again,
gender
this is
shit.
Yeah, this is my fucking... I was born in 1990. I'm a fucking hippie, liberal millennial.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, girls could like stars too. Why do boys have a fucking monopoly on stars just because the sky is blue?
Yeah, that's a whole other thing fucking entirely.
Fucking a century ago, boys used to be dressed in dresses. It was considered fancy. But yeah, putting that's a whole other fucking podcast, whatever the fuck this is. So yeah, I was about to say, well, maybe identify more with dad because he was a boy. But then again, at 2 years old, I really think that's a...
Yeah, at 2 years old, you don't know much of anything. But still, you know, it's like, okay, so I feel like he felt a little closer to his dad. And because before I noticed the hit part, I felt like, you know, he was like, okay, dad's got it all together. But mom...
A 2-year-old could not make that assessment.
No, but...
You would say that like the dad's more consistent in how he acts towards the...
Yeah.
But that's just the thing. Clearly he was stressed out, locking himself in the study and everything. So he'd be sure to show his not good side to the baby as well, because it's a baby, you know, like they're not gonna remember this shit. Is that I feel like adults are a lot cooler with letting the more subtle sides of their badness. Like you even saw at the end of the actual game where he pets the mother's head despite everything. Is that just people that young are just... They're so much more innocent. They don't know that that's wrong. They just like, oh, that's how mommy is. I don't like it when mommy's that way, but it's still mommy, so I love her and I trust her.
I feel like you said something really important. Dad didn't let him see. So, it's like...
Right, okay.
Dad goes into his study to have his little breakdown.
Right, but the toddler doesn't see the... Yeah, exactly. The dad... He doesn't see the dad breaking down the study because it's closed off.
But toddler sees the mom breaking down in the kitchen.
Yeah, or doing laundry in the fucking basement.
Yeah.
Stuff. Yeah.
So, he can see this stuff from his mom. He doesn't see it from his dad. So, from his perspective, dad... is great. Dad is the person that...
But clearly Dad is not great because of the presence of the fucking trench coat monster. He clearly also has issues with his dad. So here's my question, actually, in light of that, of my observation and your interpretation of it, is where did he get this demonic view of Dad if he never saw his dad being awful? As a matter of fact, that's how the game ends, is the dad, after going through the whole thing and seeing the mom... fucking crying on the floor of the kitchen with the wine bottle next to her. after we know that she's been abusive and everything, it has mom that we don't even, there's not even a fucking character sprite. There's not even fucking, there's not even a fucking, character for the dad. The only thing we know about the dad is he gave us a teddy bear, and he shows up and he's like, hey, buddy, I love you, and I'm awesome, and you're awesome. I hope you liked your gift and everything. But then we learn in the fucking prologue he's a fucking spouse abuser. But here's my question, is since we only see positive things of the dad, and we only see negative things of the mom, is where did the trenchcoat demon come from? I feel like there's something missing there. Because the game seemed to have went out of its way. The last thing you hear is the dad being cool and caring. And the last thing you see is the mom being drunk and abusive and depressed.
Yeah.
And that really fucks with me on a story level and on a philosophical level, because I just don't understand what point they were trying to make here, especially with the prologue where we learned that it'd be one thing if the mom was just mentally ill and just went off the rails or something like that, or even this. I'm not trying to be sexist here. If the dad went off the rails and everything, that'd be equally believable. Single parents have a rough fucking time. They can go dark places, But
yeah.
I just mean the fact that the game presented one parent as demonic and the in real life, not the Toddlers' imagination, but in real life, they presented one parent as demonic and one parent as angelic. But in the Toddlers' imagination, both were demonic. So, what?
So, okay, I told you that I technically cheated by watching a playthrough of it because I got super fucking pissed when the tree chick just killed me 10 times in a row. So I really want to know.
Well, not everyone can be an awesome, intrepid gamer such as myself.
So I really want to know what happened after that. But I didn't feel like playing through it again and dying again.
Yeah.
So
I can see that.
I think because I didn't actually play it after I watched the last episode and found out the mom was an alcoholic, I ended up seeing a video, because I guess it was the next video that was going to play, Among the Sleep Explained, which is even more cheating.
Oh, you can bet your ass after we do this I'm going to watch some. But tonight or tomorrow.
One thing that video said was that the trenchcoat monster represents the dad, and it's a monster because the dad wants to take the toddler away from his mom, and he doesn't want to get away from his mom. He doesn't want to be taken away.
Okay, welcome back. So, we were talking about Among the Sleep, and we were talking about the trench coat situation. I was talking about my family, how I don't necessarily understand all the archetypes of the dad figure and everything. So,
under the interpretation of the kid not wanting to be taken away from his mom, that actually fits into what most situations end up being.
Well, see, I understand that because, like I said, I was super close to my mom.
Yeah, exactly.
So being taken away from my mom was the worst, but it seems like he likes the dad more.
It's common. It's boys are mama's boy, and girls are daddy's girl. But you don't ever really hear about daddy's boy, or mama's boy, or mama's girl.
Bull fucking shit, both of my brothers are daddy's boy.
Okay, well, still. I mean, I'm a daddy's girl, you're a mama's boy, so for the two of us, yeah, we could totally relate to the fact that, okay, assuming the toddler's a boy, it makes sense that he'd be a mama's boy, and...
Well, even then, a toddler has no fucking cognizance of what their own gender or sex is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, so in that case, it really doesn't matter. I feel like that's one thing as a matter of fact, I feel that's one thing that we and the creators of the game might have forgotten. Is that even if the toddler is a boy, it's still a toddler. It just turned 2 years old. Which means, I believe it has just had, 4 months of actually being able to create memories that have a chance of lasting. You know, that was my big fucking issue with the whole memory thing, is that you're just 2 years old. How many fucking memories could you possibly have? The answer is few, if any. That's just physiological. That's neurological. That is just how brains work.
Yeah.
Is that when you're born, you have, I can't remember the number, ballpark. You have like 10 times the neurons that you will ever have in your life when you're born. And then as like every day you're just trimming neurons, like they're just going, like connections, like they're all fucking, it's just a big fucking gloop of brain. And then as you get older day by day, it gets more and more refined. And so memories, they require a stable mind. They require a stable brain, which is not what your brain is when you're younger. Like, you know how a baby's skull is like born fractured and everything because they gotta go right out of that situation? Is that in the same way, and also with fucking just, well, not just physiologically, but you know, mentally and everything, is that it's all gotta come together at some point. But when you're born, it's just a fucking enormous amount of possibilities. That's why I'm like, if you want your baby to speak a second language, fucking teach it to them when they're 3. Because they can actually do it, because they haven't trimmed all those fucking neurons yet, you know? So it's just like, I'm taking too much science into this. This is a video game about a toddler who goes through fantasy worlds.
To touch on that, because I know it bothers you.
It bothers me immensely.
I interpret it as, like, yeah, I know. I can't even remember shit from before I was 5 years old. I'm not even sure I remember shit when I was 5 years old. But that's another thing entirely.
Well, see, I can remember shit from when I was, let's say, 2 years, 12 months to a year, 24, so about 29 months old. That's when I had my first memories. And I know that because there's fucking court documents that correlate with that. And that's a whole fucking other kettle of fish. But the point is, I can actually, from my personal experience, I can document when my first memories were from. But
yeah, so, like, I can't... My memories before, like, 5 are extremely fuzzy and skewed and all kinds of messed up. Not messed up on a, holy shit, what the fuck is that kind of bullshit messed up? I mean, like, a messed up where it's just all kinds of jumbled and weird.
Like a dream.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where parts of it make sense to you, but only you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
Yeah.
So I get how lots of people wouldn't be able to remember stuff much before they were 5. Maybe some people can remember 3 or 4, but anything before that, I get how
it's splotchy for me.
But so I interpret his memories as at that point, like.
But again,
5 years down the road, he's not going to remember any of that.
Yeah.
But
he won't.
Right now, he does.
It's his reality. Yeah. What will be his future memories is currently his reality. I get that. But I don't know. It's just the manifest. Here's another. It's just the manifestation. Like this game is obviously drenching in fucking symbolism. Like even the fucking sheep drawer. Like we're talking about counting sheep and everything. Is that it obviously could represent sleep. I mean, look, for any fucking thing. You look at the fucking Ugandan Knuckles meme, and you could find some actual symbolism in it if you look hard enough. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what, you can find it look hard enough, but obviously it's a very metaphorical game. So, like, there's a drawer that keeps getting stopped, and it has sheep on it. Counting sheep, fucking sleep. So you can interpret that as, like, something impeding sleep. There's something, you know, right there, and everything. Is just that, I don't know, it's just like, the whole thing is metaphorical to a sense that makes sense to us, but it's a toddler. And the premise seems to be that this is all within the toddler's imagination. At the very end, we come out of the fucking closet. Went in the closet for pretend time, and now we're coming out of the closet. to be gay. I don't fucking know. Obvious joke. And so, like, it's all within the toddler's mind, but then again, it's a toddler's mind. These metaphors were made by adults, but why are they in the toddler's mind? Like, it's easy to see some giant, dark, shadowy thing that wears your mom's clothes to be like, oh, that's the scary mom. You know, it's like fucking Coraline. You know, like, is when the mom is just like the same mom with button eyes. Have you seen Coraline?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're the same mom with button eyes, but then it becomes like the fucking big spider bitch with the needle fingers and everything, you know? And so that's easy. I could see a toddler making that kind of symbolism, but everything else around it seems kind of strange. Am I wrong? Like, am I looking too deep into something that wasn't supposed to be deep, but was also supposed to be deep? Fucking a recursion of deep and not deepness.
I see both sides, but you know, yeah, the game was made by adults.
Yeah. And
they're trying to get into the toddler's head, which, let's be honest, is completely impossible. Like, you can make assumptions. You can make even better assumptions if you have a toddler while you're making a game about toddlers.
Even I remember things from when I was 2 years old. They're very tiny things I remember when I was 2 years old. And in retrospect, those memories make sense. But when I was a toddler, what sense did they make? You know, like, yeah, like, it's all in the moment and everything. It would actually, I would say this would actually be really interesting if it was being told from the toddler, like, fucking 30 years later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, like, that would have been a very interesting framing device, is that this is, like, some kind of regressive therapy thing. But no, we went through the whole game, and it's all just toddler's psychosis from a toddler's perspective, you know?
But, you know, I think that one of the biggest points in this game is the fact that even though lots of times we assume that, oh, he's only 2, he doesn't know what the fuck's going on. He does. He may not understand it the way that you and I could understand it.
Right. Toddlers can still understand the binary of this makes me happy and this makes me not happy.
Yeah.
It's like we were talking about there we go. This podcast is, or whatever the fuck this is brought to you by Wave Vodka. Wave Vodka. We're cheap and tasty. Ride the wave. Not actually brought to you by that. In which case, also brought to you by Dr. Pepper. Keeping Pepper strong. Also brought to you by Angry Orchard. Fuck apples, am I right? Anyway, back to our regular scheduled program.
I'm so confused.
Because I'm a fucking weirdo. And welcome back again. We needed to have 2 intermissions this time around. So we were talking about the perception of the toddler. So everything is like we've kind of discussed before, is that everything is kind of addressed through this lens of how a toddler perceives. But then we pointed out that a toddler doesn't perceive this shit. Like, a toddler, as a matter of fact, I've actually got this question to ask, is how do the phantoms, so earlier, you know, like the white things, they're like, you know, this is what the parents were doing. They happen several times in the story, mostly in the prologue, but in the story, that like they.
What did happen in the story?
Do we not see fucking those white phantoms of the parents moving around and doing things? Like, especially, I know we at least see them when we get a new memory, where the mom's just like holding the thing.
That's a different thing entirely.
It's the fucking mom as a white shadow. It's the same fucking thing. It's the toddler seeing the parents in this role, because they don't see the person. Toddlers don't see the person. They don't see fucking Martha Smith or anything. They see mom. So it makes sense that would be like some kind of just like cosmic being, like some kind of magical, presence that is there. Same thing with the dad, which also allows them to interpret their existence as fucking tree bitch and trenchcoat asshole. And so, but my point is so the mom packing things away. The fact that you see all that stuff. That seems like something a toddler would see. A toddler walking around would see the mom packing stuff away to move out. A toddler would see, the mom being stressed against the door. They don't know what it means, but they know that is mom, and that is what mom is doing. But then, actually, it's a decent argument against the whole, he didn't see what dad was doing. How did he know what dad was doing? When he went into the study, you saw the fucking figure sitting there, crouched over with a fucking pipe in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
Or pipe in his mouth. You saw the fucking dad, at the very least, threatening physical violence against the mom. We don't see actual violence happening, but we sure as fuck see her lying on the floor with the dad standing over her with his fucking... You guys can't see this in fucking podcast land, but... Or whatever. I keep calling this a podcast, even though it's not. And fucking non-video land. The back of his hand raised above his head, as if ready to strike, the mother. But here's the thing, is that all the other, phantoms and stuff like that were things that the toddler remembers. So he did see stuff like that. That would be my assumption, if we're going with that definition. So do you think it is that way, or do you think that was just... Do you think the toddler actually saw that stuff, or do you think that's just storytelling elements?
I mean, on one level you could say that it's just storytelling. Because, they want to make the game worth playing by making the father somehow an antagonist. Because, you really only see him as an antagonist
with
in the
trench
prologue.
coat. Yeah. The closest thing to that is the trench coat demon in the actual game.
Yeah.
Is that, like I said, in the game...
And he's only really in the last episode.
Yeah, in the game, all you see is Dad being a cool guy. He's the one who gave you the teddy that guides you through He's the one who gave you the teddy that guides you through everything.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. Alright, for both Amara and the people at home, you ever have that situation where there's something you kind of understand now, but then it's also way beyond your grasp?
Yeah.
This whole thing starts from the dad gives you the teddy.
Yep.
Other than the toddler's imagination. So the teddy is what the toddler perceives him to be. Right?
Yeah. That makes sense.
It's all in the toddler's imagination. The teddy also has significance in that it is given to him by the dad. The toddler doesn't know it's been given to him by the dad, though.
I mean, in some ways he might.
All he knows is that before the present happened, his mom said some things that scared him.
But remember, when there was a knock on the door, it was right when we were getting our birthday cake.
Mm-hmm.
So she goes and answers the door, and
he gets upset. It goes all wibbly wobbly.
But at first, you hear two voices.
Yeah.
Mom voice and
other.
What you can assume is dad voice.
Yeah.
Because
since it was an actual present and not a package from UPS or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they start to argue.
Which
makes him
disturbs
scared.
the toddler. Yeah.
So the screen goes all fuzzy.
Right.
But then she comes back in with this present.
And she brings it to you.
Yeah. And she's like, "You want to see what it is? Let's go upstairs and we can see what it is."
The trench coat monster wasn't the dad.
Audible gasp!
No, follow me through here on this. So, when you're fucking falling, the trench coat monster grabs Teddy, who you were holding on to. Now keep in mind, you would not... It's not they're trying to save you or anything. Because you were already going through the red tube when the trench coat monster fucking pulled you back. So obviously, they're not there to fucking help you. But they grab Teddy. And it's because of them holding on to Teddy and you holding on to Teddy that the fucking arm gets ripped off. And once the arm gets ripped off, you fall into the fucking pit of darkness and everything, where it's just fluff falling down. And who do you see as the only fucking person who is saying anything bad to the toddler? The mom. So somehow... No, I feel like I'm right on this. Is that the mom is also the trench coat monster. But I'm not quite fucking getting there. Because when you see... Where's the rest of Teddy? After you go through all that and you go back into the real world, where's the rest of Teddy? The mom's holding him.
This is true.
And she's already... She hasn't hit you yet. Like, when you go up to her and she's crying with a wine bottle next to her, she hasn't hit you yet. Ow! Ow! Ow!
I'm sorry. But I fucking know what it means.
Okay, cool. Tell us.
So, Tree Chick,
yes,
for the most part, leaves you alone.
No, she doesn't.
As long as you don't cross her path.
Tree Chick has to be the mom is wearing a fucking slip.
I know. Hold on. That's not my point.
Unless Dad's into some crazy shit. I mean, it's not that crazy shit. Cross-dressing. It's not...
I know this because I fucked up and got killed by her like 10 times in a row.
I did it like 3 times, yeah. Which has been documented for the world.
So, Tree Chick, basically, after you see her right next to the well, after she leaves the well, she has this path that she kind of follows. And
does she?
for the most part, she won't detour from that path unless she sees you. Unless she feels like you are coming towards her. So, whenever she... So, you end up having to go right across her path, the path that she chooses to walk, in order to get to the gate so you can leave.
Right.
So, as soon as she, comes across the path at the same time that you're going across the path, she sees you, and she's like, no, get the fuck out of here. I don't want to deal with you. So you have to go hide and for her to leave you alone. So I think...
So you're saying is that the tree bitch actually represents... Wait.
No, Tree Chick...
I can go 2 ways with this, but say your conclusion.
So I'm saying Tree Chick still represents the mom.
Yes.
But only the alcoholic side of the mom.
Okay.
And then the Trenchcoat Monster represents the nurturing side of mom. Because the only time that the Trenchcoat Monster comes after you is when you make a noise.
With bottles. Bottles. As in bottles of alcohol.
Yeah!
Wait, no, that doesn't make any sense, though. It seems like the shitty... No. I totally dig what you're getting at. But I'm just saying is that it would have been so much better if, the tree bitch was coming at you if you messed up bottles. You know what I mean?
No, because think about it.
If the tree bitch represents the alcoholic mom.
Yeah, if the tree bitch represents the alcoholic mom,
yeah, then
alcoholic mom wants to just be left alone. So anytime the toddler comes to her, whether it's for a needy thing that he actually needs, or whether it's just because I want to play, it's just like, no, go away. I don't want to deal with you.
Stop getting in my way, literally.
Yeah, stop getting in my way.
Yeah.
But Trenchcoat Monster doesn't just come with bottles. Remember the sheep drawer? When you first let it out, it goes flying out.
Throughout that whole fucking level, he's kind of dogging you. Remember, when you knock over the bottle to get the moon to open the door, he just goes he just passes by through the broken wall and everything.
Yeah, but it's not just the bottles. When you first open that little vent so the sheep drawer can get out,
yeah,
it makes a loud bang when it hits the other wall that we get to at the a little bit later. And
but that would still be qualifying as making too much noise or getting in the way of the mom. So that doesn't explain the differentiation of the monsters.
Listen.
Okay, I'm listening.
Right about the time that you're climbing up to the sheep drawer,
yes,
is when the screen goes all shaky again.
Yeah.
So, it would seem that the trench coat monster came to the noise, which would be the other end of the wall where the drawer just hit.
Yeah.
So the trench coat monster came to the noise because the trench coat monster wanted to make sure that the baby was okay.
So your argument is that the tree bitch
says,
represents the alcoholic
alone.
mother, whereas the trench coat monster is the more overbearing, the flip side of the coin of the same person, the mom, is that one moment she's neglectful and abusive, and the next moment she is overbearing and smothering.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's kind of hard to argue against that shit.
Yeah.
And granted, you're building that on the thing that I just said. Like, I was like, oh shit, what if the two monsters are both the same person?
Yeah, but it totally fits.
But you know me, I like to be a contrarian motherfucker, because not only do I, even if someone agrees with me, I like to test all their arguments and everything, just make sure, wait, I think this and you think this, but are we right?
And it even fits at the very end. You know, the tree bitch didn't grab the teddy bear. The trench coat monster grabbed the teddy bear. And when you first find the mom, she's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry I broke your teddy bear. I didn't mean to.
And then she's like, shove.
Yeah, but at first, because you don't go right up to her at first. I didn't mean to. So
and who was the monster who broke the fucking teddy bear?
Exactly.
Oh. Both monsters were the mom. Did you know this before we started?
No.
Okay, cool. I'd have been so fucking pissed if you were just dangling me on a string this whole fucking time.
No, I had no idea.
All 11 episodes and then this fucking post-game thing. I'd be like, oh, damn it. I already knew you were smarter than me, but fuck! Holy shit. But that presents a whole new set of problems. The dad's a fucking abuser. But only the mom is portrayed as a fucking monster. That's fucked up. That is really fucked up.
But, okay, before the prologue, we had no idea.
But the prologue is still part of the game.
I know, but for a second, take out the prologue. So,
yeah, the game itself is like, mom is a demon of varying kinds, but dad is a heavenly sweet voice who only wants to make you happy. And that fucks with me. I don't like that. Like I said, even if the sexes were reversed, you were living with your dad that you learned was an alcoholic asshole, and then mom was the sweet voice that leads you to whatever, I'd be like, that's a little fucked up. It takes two to tango. You know, no separation or divorce or anything is one-sided. Like, I don't know. I'm just saying, it's like, it kind of fucks with me that it's literally demonizing one parent.
So, you know what? Now let's get on to the prologue.
Okay. I thought we were always doing the prologue. Okay.
So...
Oh, yeah. Who was the monster?
Let's figure it out.
Okay.
Because, like I said in the freaking video, when you got scared of the monster, that was really the first time I ever actually saw the monster in the prologue.
Yeah.
Somehow I managed to avoid it, so I don't know.
So let's break this shit down to brass tacks and see where we go from there. So, you have a nightmare, we're in a frozen field, and you go to like what appears to be a fucking crashed spaceship. That's what it looked like to me anyway. With, I saw 4, but apparently, according to the game, there were 5 shadow creatures around this glowing thing. And when you approach them, they completely freeze over, and now you're on a fucking quest to find the 5 shadow things that turn out to be various types of stuffed animals.
Mm-hmm.
While you're going through the fucking Until Dawn cabin. I mean, come on. Like,
yeah, it was 100% Until Dawn cabin.
I need to look up the fucking is that it totally feels like the Until Dawn cabin. Like, it's huge. It's got fucking like 3 stories.
Sorry.
What's up? Okay. I was like, I'm focusing on this. And then Amara was like, oh, this. I was like, what? And, alright. Let's see. Until Dawn, initial release date 2015. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So now you've got to wander about the house and you've got to free these stuffed animals that are frozen because the windows were kept open. So automatically there's instances of neglect. Like I said in the episode. It's like, who the fuck leaves their fucking windows open? Now I would expect if it was like a flash blizzard. Like, that's happened. Hell, we live in the South and that shit's happened before.
Yeah.
Where everything's cool for 1 minute, the next minute there's fucking snow just flying in everywhere. And so I was like, alright, well that's clearly, a part of neglect. Going along with the thing with the actual game. But then you have to go through and you have to save various stuffed animals you haven't seen before. And there's a monster following you. And here's the thing that really fucked with me. It leads me to believe that... Oh! I just figured it out. I know who the beast was. It's an actual beast. It's a dog that scared the toddler. Every time preceding the beast actually finding you, you hear a very distinctive noise.
You heard a sniffing noise like...
Yeah. That's what I fucking heard.
I heard more of a toddler being like...
Oh shit, Among the Sleep was 2014. It was before Until Dawn. Huh. You heard it here first, folks. Until Dawn stole things from Among the Sleep. Quickly, assault the makers of Until Dawn with their plagiarism.
No, I like Until Dawn.
Oh, so do I. Oh, especially that fucking time. Oh, we actually should... Oh, shit. I mean, it wasn't on the ZaineFrame or anything, but you and I having a discussion of Until Dawn wouldn't be a bad fucking episode. Anyway, Among the Sleep. That's what we're talking about right now. No, so the followed by something just fucking attacking you. I think that was a family dog that the toddler was afraid of. Or some animal. Most likely a dog, because cats don't fucking go... I mean, cats sniff. They sniff like you wouldn't fucking believe. To those out in fucking ZaineFrame land, I'm a huge cat person. I know cats. I've been around cats all my life. We've had dozens of cats, rescues. Cats have had kittens that we found good homes for. Like, we fucking know cats. And cats sniff a fuck ton, but you know who audibly sniffs is dogs. Yes, exactly like that. If that was caught on the fucking capture. So that's my theory. Alright, now if you disagree, fucking prove me wrong.
I disagree. Well,
okay, then prove me wrong. Objection!
I don't have one yet.
Oh.
So
you just disagree.
Let's keep talking.
Okay. So obviously the two demons in the actual, like, the main game. Well, because we can't say, like, the actual... Well, the prologue wasn't some kind of fan game. It was part of the game. It was something the creators of Among the Sleep made, which is obviously canonical.
Canonical?
It's in the Wow. Quick disclaimer. Amara is a fantastic geek, but she hasn't, she hasn't been through she hasn't been in the geek scene long enough to know all the words. Canonical basically means it actually... Alright, so, it means the events that happened in something directly influence something else. So, like, the events that happen in Star Wars A New Hope influence Empire Strikes Back, right? They're part of the same fucking story, canonical. It actually comes from the whole biblical, like, the Western canon, and there's a whole fucking thing behind that. All you need to know is that canonical basically means is that that's a thing that happened in the thing we're talking about. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like you could write like Lord of the Rings fan fiction, and it wouldn't be canonical to the fucking J.R.R. Tolkien's works. But meanwhile, the fucking Silmarillion and the Hobbit and everything are canonical to the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Yay! You get it?
Yes.
Cool. So the prologue is canonical.
Yes.
Yes. So what we see in there is as much truth as it is in the actual game.
Mm-hmm.
So, granted that, since the actual game was about a toddler's imagination of interpreting things, like we even saw that in the basement, with the furnace running wild. The furnace became its own fucking demon. I don't know why a light made it not a demon. And I don't know why...
I understand that part. Without any kind of interpretation for the game at all.
No. Here's the thing, is that even as a child... Well, I come from a fucking pyro family. I've always been comfortable with fire. Fire is just kind of my thing. Water too, but whatever. Is that furnaces never scared me. I knew never to go near them, but they never fucking terrified me. But here's my thing: is that a furnace in light is still a fucking dark iron fucking sphere with a grate on it that still has fucking flames shooting out. I mean, like, if anything, in darkness it'd be more comforting because it provides light. I don't really get that part. Because, and again, it's a subjective experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because here's why it makes sense to me. To this day, if you turn off all the lights and leave me alone in a room, my imagination's going to run wild, and I'm going to hear things that aren't there and see things that aren't there, and I'm going to come with all these crazy monsters that could never possibly exist.
No.
But you turn on one single light, even if it's a tiny little night light, my imagination calms down and goes away.
Amara will be scared of anything.
The fuck?
What? October's going to happen eventually.
Yeah, and I will punch you.
Probably. We've still got to go to a haunted house.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, fine. I'm willing to concede on that point is that in darkness, everything seems scary. That's not scary to me. I don't find darkness scary at all. Noises I find scary. But now we're just getting into fucking what each of us finds scary. But let's just keep our focus on the game. But the point I'm trying to say is that, like I said, windows open, neglect. Like cold child. And then as we see, like when we go, so many things. Give me 3, 2, 1. Okay. Dark house. Demon. Who is that monster? Because monsters, they don't just imagine, well, maybe they do just imagine monsters. That's what tiny children do. So do you think that monster represents something, or was it just the child's own fear?
I kind of think it's both. So, you kind of see what's happening throughout, the white flashes of the memories.
Right. No. Just about the monsters.
I know.
We're talking just about the monster in the prologue.
The toddler won't understand what a raising your hand like you're about to hit someone would mean.
Right. It's just what they saw.
But he would understand that Dad is upset, Mom is upset.
Right.
And then that in turn makes him upset in a way that he can't understand because he's only one.
Right. His instincts tell him he's upset, but he can't exactly think out why it makes him upset.
So, of course, because he's one, and he's in this gigantic fucking house that no 1-year-old should be in, with only 3 fucking people.
Bring it all back to the monster.
I know. So, on one side, the monster could just simply be his fear. Because, this giant fucking house, of course, there's going to be all kinds
There's
of
always
crazy
something
shadows.
around the corner that's going to make you scared.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then you add in all the things that he definitely saw and picked up on from his parents' conflicted relationship.
Granted, from our interpretation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That maybe that had something to do with the monster too.
Right.
You know, the monster was a mixture of his own fears, but also his parents and their conflicted relationship. But
And one of his angry parents finding him.
and
Which
actually,
would relate back to okay.
even
Guys,
even,
Amara was just kind of slacking back, like, okay, so here's what I think. And so the Amara was like, right fucking here. He's like, oh, actually, listen here, you motherfucker.
No, so take out the general fear part.
Okay. I thought that was the entire crux of what you were saying. Is that...
I know, but then I realized this.
Okay.
So every single time we see mom or dad,
Yes.
they're white.
Yes.
Every time we see the monster, it's
Racist.
black.
Racist.
I'm not trying to be racist and you fucking know it. White, inevitably, in any symbolism
Archetypical,
ever,
yes, I know.
represents good.
Yeah.
Happy.
No. No, it doesn't. No, it fucking doesn't. Not in this game. Because it was white when we saw the dad almost beating the mom, or totally about to beat the mom. It was white when we saw the mom slouching against the kitchen cabinets and everything. White does not mean good in this game.
But,
White means more of a general idea. Like, I know that this... Because remember, it was... We found that. It was that the figure slouching against the kitchen cabinets was... Oh, shit, Amara's retreated. Like, physically. Is that when the mom was sitting against the counter, at first we saw the fucking mom's sprite, and then it turned white. Like, it doesn't mean that the white is good, it just means that, like, the white is... It's missing. It's a hole. Like, it's a general idea. They didn't see mom the person, they saw mom the concept.
Okay, but see, that works. Like, think about what you said earlier about... In the main game, the memories.
Mm-hmm.
Every single time we got to a memory, mom was white.
They were seeing the concept of mom,
Exactly.
not mom the person.
Exactly.
They agree with me.
So, the concept of mom, the concept of dad is
But
good.
we never, in the main story, we never saw the concept of dad. We never saw dad as being white.
Yeah.
Except for the very last screen where it was nothing but white. So he very well might have been white and we wouldn't know.
Yeah. But so, in the prologue, you see the concept of mom and dad all
Right.
over the place.
That
So,
still bugs me, though.
the concept of mom and dad being good,
Yes.
yes, there might be some very conflicting...
Well, it's like from the fucking Silent Hill, you know, to a child mother is God. And that's fucking true. Is that... Oh, shit, I'm sorry. I just suddenly came upon a whole new fucking... Finish your thought. I came upon a thing, and I want to say the thing, but you already had a thought, and please proceed. I'm sorry.
Okay. So, mom and dad are considered a good concept because they're white. Yeah, there might be a whole lot of conflicting emotions that are negative.
Why are they good because they're white?
Shut up.
Okay. That'll be the last, that's the last. The last joke in that vein.
So, then the monster comes along.
Which one? The one from the prologue.
The prologue monster
Yes.
comes along, and perhaps he represents the conflicted side. Mom and dad as a concept are good. Mom and dad protect me. Mom and dad help me. But
Mom and dad feed me. Mom and dad help me sleep. Mom and
yes,
dad
but then
lift me
mom
up
and
and make me
dad
feel
also
happy.
argue. Mom and dad potentially hit each other. Mom and dad clearly have
because
this conflicted
right,
relationship.
Because since the whole game takes place from a simplistic point of view,
So the monster...
to break things down to the most simplistic point is the best approach.
So the prologue monster is totally the fucking conflicted relationship that both parents have.
I am so happy to agree with you, but I've got one fucking problem.
Okay.
And it's the thing that led me to believe that the monster might be like the family dog or some shit. Every single time before the monster appeared, we'd hear... And I'm doing that as exaggeratedly as possible to pick up on the fucking mic.
I know. I actually just realized how I heard it in my brain.
Just to be sure. Alright. So every time we encountered a monster, we would hear... Which, to me, sounded like a fucking... Like an animal. Like a beast. We made a fucking Metallica joke about it. It's just a beast and you're there.
Actually, I did not realize that's where that came from.
Oh. Well, it is where it came from. That's what I heard. Like, every time we were almost attacked by the monster, I heard
I just realized...
3 sniffs. I initially... I held up 2 fingers and I added the third. 3 sniffs. And so to me, it feels like it's something that... That's why it fucking freaked me out. Because it felt like whatever the monster... I wasn't thinking about the symbolism at the time. It was just that I heard 3 sniffs and it felt like it was like a beast hunting me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It was like before when the tree bitch hunted me, I'm like, oh, well, that's my mom. You know, when the fucking trench coat guy hunted me, I was like, oh, that's my dad. Maybe I was wrong about that. But my point is, I knew it was at least some, adult figure. Trench coat. I mean, come on. What could possibly speak more to an adult than wearing a coat? No one but an adult wears a coat. Kids wear jackets. So, but this one, it actually... It was sniffing you out. It was... And more than anything, like you said... is that when you were playing the game, is that the tree bitch had a set pattern. Don't get in my way. Whereas it felt like that monster in the prologue was hunting you. It was trying to figure out where you were. It had no set pattern. Its job was to find you. And that's why it was so fucking scary. Because how was that not fucking scary? Tree bitch didn't scare me. Fucking trench coat didn't scare me. The only thing I was scared about the trench coat and the tree bitch was that I don't want to have to go back to the fucking checkpoint. But during the prologue with that fucking monster, I was straight up fucking scared. I didn't want to deal with it. Because it just appeared out of fucking nowhere. And that one was terrifying about it. You could see the trench coat monster from afar. You could see the tree bitch from afar. That monster just fucking showed up. And you could tell it was hunting for you. It was coming for you. It didn't matter where you were or what you were doing. All it wanted was for you. That actually supports the pet theory. Pets seek out human fucking interaction. Dogs seek out fucking human interaction. Unless they're sleeping. So like we were talking about the nature of the beast. So you said that you thought the sniffing was crying?
Yeah. So okay.
I do not think that.
Okay. So you probably might want to edit this bit out, or maybe tone it down or something, because it's going to be really loud for like speakers. But essentially,
Interessant.
Crying. Essentially that kind of noise.
No, I understand what you're saying.
Without the bit, that snorty, stuffy, crying noise. That's what I heard. So essentially, it was...
I've got a direct argument against that, but explain how that would relate to the monster and who it is and why it's there and how it acts. So if the monster does... If the comes from crying, then explain the nature of the monster.
Okay, so first off...
It's like Clue.
You have to realize that I never got a good look at the monster when I was playing it.
You did tonight.
Yeah, when I personally was playing it, I never really got a good look at the monster. For whatever reason.
But you also never heard the monster sniff before.
I might have, and I just kind of overlooked it, who knows.
This isn't a fucking congressional grand jury, honey.
Yeah, I know. But still. So, when it first happened, the monster showed up. The monster killed you. So, then you automatically interpreted as
Something
oh my god, the
hunting
monster's
you.
gonna come after me and kill me now.
And then he did.
And yeah, okay, so apparently, I guess that happened like at least twice.
3 times, but who's counting?
Okay. Fine.
Okay, I'm sorry. Jesus Christ. If looks could kill. So you were saying that the means it's
Crying.
Yeah, the monster's like some kind of manifestation of the toddler's fear, I guess.
Some kind of manifestation, yeah, of the toddler's fear of what could happen from the confliction that he can see within his parents.
But he cannot even... No. I already had disagreements, but now I gotta disagree right fucking there. Is that there is no way the toddler has that concept. Like we said.
Of course.
We even established, like, the toddler basically has... It's a binary function. What makes me happy and what makes me upset. He has no concept of his parents fighting. He has a concept of good or bad. That's it. That is all he has.
Okay.
And the game went out of its way to make your player character a toddler, and so they should assume that role throughout the entire game. You know what I mean? Like they have to make all assumptions for a toddler. I'm willing to overlook the fucking neurological aspects of memories and all that shit.
Okay, so then putting it into good bad terms.
Okay.
The toddler sees mom, dad as good.
Yes.
But then he sees dad about to hit mom. He sees mom being upset. He doesn't fully... He sees mom bad.
But
He sees mom as representing bad.
Even then, I would disagree. Is it like saying the dad about to hit the mom? Because, like I said, like we don't actually see the dad hit the fucking mom. Is that we see the dad doing the back, almost about to do the backhand thing. Even if a toddler saw that, he would have no fucking conception of what that is.
But
because it doesn't affect him. Is that he would see, oh, that is what mom and dad are doing. All he knows is what makes him happy and what makes him unhappy. He would have no conception that dad is beating mom. That is instantly...
I know.
Even if he saw it, it was not a thing that he would think is happening. And so that's why the noises are so important. Is that when the mom raises her voice, he's like, no, I don't like it when she raises her voice. Like, that makes sense. But visually seeing something like that, it doesn't make sense that a toddler would...
Okay, but...
And even the loosest interpretation is that they
also,
wouldn't understand what that means. They don't know what spousal abuse is. They don't even know what violence is, unless they've been...
But also... unless the dad is just this horrible fucking creature that just needs to be murdered, then he clearly...
Well, you know
the
my
mom
feelings
and dad,
on the subject. Any spousal abuser deserves to be murdered, but, you know.
But any mom and dad...
That's an extreme position. I don't... whatever. Fuck. If you want to spend spousal abusers, fuck you.
Even a mom... Even... the most fucked up versions of a mom and dad. If at one point one of them is about to hit the other one, there's gonna be a lot of arguing. You know, no matter where...
So you're saying it's not in a vacuum. Is that the physical violence will accompany vocal violence.
Yes.
Which will still...
Because, I mean, like us. You know, no matter how mad at you I might get, no matter how much I might want to hit you.
Especially during playing fucking Super Mario 3D World. Where that entire series was, fuck you, no fuck you, no fuck you, no fuck you!
No matter how much I might want to hit you, I'm not just going to straight up hit you.
Actually, but no, that provides.
I'm gonna fucking yell at you first,
But
and then I might hit you.
That also provides a fucking counter argument. Is that you and I both fucking shouted at each other playing a video game.
But that's a completely different thing entirely.
Alright, fine. But you and I shouting at each other is that we shout at each other all the fucking time outside of a video game, whatever, because we're just two very passionate people. Is that yet we've never hit each other. I mean, you've hit me.
Not
it was more like a joke.
Of the time.
And that's a whole other fucking story. It was just like a slap. You know, it was
earlier when I beat the shit out of your leg because I'm like, no, pay attention to me.
Yeah, you did. But my point being is that couples, friends. I've had shouting matches with fucking Jack, you know? I've had shouting matches with Eagle One and fucking Nico. But we've never fucking resorted to hitting each other, you know what I mean? Like, shouting matches happen without physical violence. So my point being is that if shouting is what hurts the child the most, is that physical violence should be relatively negligible, right? Especially with, you know, two individuals who aren't them. Is that kids are selfish human beings. They're born to be selfish human beings because children need the most nutrients and supervision and fucking physical contact and everything. Is that kids are born to be the most brattiest motherfuckers they can be. It's just you're trying to raise them to be fucking adults. You know what I mean? So if I become the scat man. I'm just saying is that since the whole thing is through the perception of a toddler, it throws all of our assumptions out the window. Yes, we learned that the father is abusive. But then again, the whole fucking game is from it's been my fucking mission statement from the beginning. Is that it's all from the viewpoint of the toddler. And at the end, the mom is revealed to be nothing but a fucking monster. In fact, you know, we revealed that maybe even the trench coat thing is the monster, whereas his dad is just fucking perfect. Or in the prologue, we learned that it was the dad beating on the mom that made her pack everything up and move away. And you can bet your fucking bippy if the mom is having to go out and work to make sure that food is put on the table in a new house, fine. Maybe she had the new house from the alimony or whatever. That's a whole fucking new thing. That's a whole fucking thing about the American legal system. But that she's already stressed. She is one... But I can't stress this enough. And to anybody who disagrees with me, fuck you. Go take here's my... Alright. Amara? I have a soapbox in my hand. Do you see the soapbox?
Yep.
Here it is. Alright, I'm putting it on the ground. Okay. There's a soapbox. I'm getting up on it. Alright. Amara, verify that I am on the soapbox.
Yep.
There it is. Okay, yes. Okay. Being a single parent is one of the most difficult things you can be. You have to make sure that there is money enough to raise this child, and you are the only person who makes sure that the fucking clothes get cleaned and things get maintained and the child receives proper care and love and affection and has the things they want but also has the presence they want. It's really fucking hard to work a fucking, 10-hour shift day just to make sure that you have a place to live and feed your fucking baby and everything. It's hard. It's fucking hard. Being a single parent is fucking difficult. I'll fucking blame. That's the whole reason I was making fucking stink about the mother, whether she was an alcoholic before or after the divorce or separation or whatever. If she was after the separation, I don't fucking blame the woman. Even if the alimony pays for the house they live in the child support or whatever, she's still got to work to make money to feed the child, to make sure they have nice toys, to make sure they're happy and cool. And so, of course, she'll be overly stressed. Do I agree with the way that she treats her child because she's overly stressed? Of fucking course not. It's fucking monstrous. It's shitty. But do I condone it? No. Do I understand it? Kinda. You know what I mean? It's an audio show, honey.
I know.
Amara nodded.
Yes, I understand. And if she became an alcoholic after the separation? Absolutely, I fucking
think
agree.
she did. We
But,
never
okay.
saw her drinking during the prologue.
So remember, I didn't see the whole dad about to hit mom bit first time.
But now you have.
So,
Check and mate.
and I also, I don't know if this actually happened, because it was kind of like I saw it from the first time. I didn't, and I just kind of assumed it was there tonight in the last episode. But I saw mom sitting up against the counter in the kitchen,
Being shitty.
drinking, having a bottle in her hand.
Yes. Just
So-
generally being shitty is what I'm saying.
No, I mean in the
Oh,
prologue.
shit. Oh, in the prologue. Wait.
In the prologue.
I didn't see that.
Okay, yeah, I could be
I
completely
saw...
wrong.
No, I saw her... We both saw her, because I made a comment about how we saw the mom sprite, or whatever it's called, the 3D, the polygons, up against the fucking cabinets, and then it turned white.
Yeah,
Like, really quickly. But we never saw a bottle in her hands.
yeah, so I could be completely wrong.
Confirmation bias, possibly?
Maybe?
Is that you already knew she was an alcoholic for the main game, so when you went to the prologue, you assumed if she was in the kitchen slump that she would have an alcoholic bottle in her hand?
Maybe?
Possibly. Okay.
But the point is that that's how I first interpreted it.
Right.
So I first interpreted it as mom's already an alcoholic.
Right.
And so
Regardless of who began the spiral, if she was an alcoholic before the dad started to close out, or if the dad closed out before she became an alcoholic and everything.
Right. So it's like...
Before the separation happened, she was already an alcoholic, which is up for debate. So you think that she was an alcoholic before the separation happened? Whereas I say that's a possibility, but we only have proof that she was alcoholic after the separation.
So, but that's how I interpreted it. So I interpreted it as dad's getting upset that mom's being all alcoholic and drunk and a bitch. Some of this whole mom being a bitch part could be the whole, stereotypical bullshit that's a whole other thing entirely.
Yeah.
But still,
Well, you're right. That is a stereotypical thing, is that men get abused. When relationships go bad, men get physically abusive, women turn to drinking more. That is a huge fucking trope in relationships.
but so seeing it like that, it was dad says, no, you need to leave. I don't want to deal with you anymore. So get the hell out of here.
Objection.
I will take care of our fucking baby. That's how I interpreted it the first time.
The only reason I disagree with you is because clearly the one packing away all the stuff in the prologue is the mom. When you're going down, all the boxes are being packed, now they're here and everything. It's the mom.
Mm-hmm.
So, depending on what state they live in, which is, I guess, a fucking thing for fucking game theory. You listen to me, Pat? He's his game theory.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. I don't know how much you go on YouTube. Depending on what state they live in, divorce deals differently. In some states, it's just generally like a certain like agreement between the two soon-to-be ex-spouses about who gets what and everything. And the state steps in with who earns more and level of comfort and all that jazz and everything. And there's like certain states that are no fault where everything's split 50-50. And which brings a whole other kettle of fish and everything. So the fact that the mom was packing up everything actually might present a new theory. See, the stereotype is that the dad provides. The dad does the job, provides all the money and everything. Because that is just, in a patriarchal society, that's how everything works. But what if she
was wealthy by her own right. In fact, that would make more sense if she was wealthy by her own right. The fact that she's packing up so many things means that either she got claimed to that in the divorce, or she got claimed to that because she's the one who fucking bought the things. And that, so when she's raising the child by herself and she has little boxes and everything, here, alright, we bought a new house, here's all the things that we own and everything, and she doesn't have enough time for the child, mean that she's not only a single parent, but she's a single parent of, like, maybe she's like the fucking, I don't know, like head of marketing in some fucking big corporation. Or, I don't know, fucking CEO. You know, that, like, she has so much on her fucking mind, and then she comes home and her baby's just crying. She's like, what the fuck? I'm sorry, my head hurts. I had to deal with 30 people from a fucking country that I don't know speak the language of. Okay? I've got an international firm, and it's so hard to manage, plus I have this child. Because I used to have a partner in all this, but he decided that he wanted to be abusive and reclusive. And so here I am. My point being is that we don't know enough about the parents. We don't know their fucking story. We know this. We know that the mom did turn to alcohol. Fact. We know that the dad was physically abusive. Fact. We know that the dad was emotionally shut off. Fact. But, from the toddler side, we know that he views mom as a kind of monster. Fact. Whether she was both of the monsters or just one of the monsters. She was still a monster in the toddler's imagination. And we know for a fact that at the end of the actual game, and not the prologue, is that the dad was deemed as some kind of, like, angelic being that the toddler released their arms into, who did not physically abuse them. So I think we can conclude all this with, we could do like a fucking court statement. I don't know. This is a new fucking thing. I don't know how to end this. This is a whole fucking new thing. I can't be like, and you'll see what the answer is next time on the ZaineFrame, because we're arguing philosophy, and philosophy has no answers by fucking definition. So I'll say this. Obviously, the mom and the dad have immense flaws, and it's all seen from a toddler's point of view. What those flaws were, and how the toddler perceives them, well, we've been discussing that for the past hour and a half. Yeah. It's a new thing, guys. Come on. You know, like, we're trying. Like, also, this was a very metaphor-rich game. Like, there was so much interpretation. Yeah. We never even finished, like, how we thought who the monster was. We just presented our theories, because that's all we can do. That's all we can do. There's no definite answers to reach. It's just, what do you think? What do I think? And we just kind of reached to a point of we both kind of agree.
I had no idea it was 12:30.
And it's 12:30. Apparently. Like a civilization game. It's 7 p.m. And you're like, oh, okay, we'll just play for a few hours. And then the sun starts coming up, like, oh, we played for way too long. But in any case, I think we have a... Amara, do you have any parting thoughts? I posted my, closing thoughts. Do you have any yourself? Yes, you do. What do you have to say?
I mean, I don't know how to close this shit, so...
No, don't worry about closing this shit. Just, like, what are your final... Well, what do you feel needs to be said about this whole situation? About the toddler, and the mom, and the dad. And the symbolism. And the game. And the prologue. And you are shrugging to an extreme extent. Okay. Well, in any case, I hope you guys have enjoyed our conversation. Like I said, would you kindly, say down in the comments what you think, or email me at Zaine, ZAINE, R&R, R&R, at gmail.com. Any questions or comments you have about this discussion? And, fucking, we'll discuss it on the show.
Yep.
Good night, everybody.